7:45. Thank you for your patience on waiting on us. We'll call to order meeting of North Miami School Board, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Wait, we're voting.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any emergency revisions to the agenda?
We do. We have an additional hire for Angel Clark as middle school volleyball coach, and then 2 additional leaves, 2 of our elementary teachers who will be on maternity leave, Bailey Jellison and Bailey Roush.
We will move to approval of minutes of the July 25th regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Finnegan, second by Mrs. Eckroat. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0 with Mr. Dudorf and Mrs. Sturch not present.
Who's that?
Do we have to go back and redo anything? Okay.
Am I supposed to hit something on here?
It should record.
We usually record, but
We're recording anyway.
yeah, we're live streaming, so we can go back.
Have the approval of the July 25th public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Eckroat, second by Mr. Working. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Any questions about the claims? This one?
White bill. Why is it 41 when we was out of school? Has it, we got another rate increase?
I don't think so. I can pull it out and look at it. I don't.
I'm just
remember.
curious. I know our light bills, but you don't wanna know what our light bill is. But anyway, well, it's not 41, but it seems like it.
I will pull that out and I'll send you some information.
Normally when school's out, it's not as, perhaps it's one of the highest we've had.
Third from the bottom on this second to last page.
There it is, 1, 2, 3. Take my glass 3 out.
I will look at that and get you some info.
Well, check into it, let me know.
So moved.
So,
Motion by Mr. Finnegan, second by Mr. Hudson. All in favor? Motion passes. Programs. Do we have any programs tonight?
We do not.
Move on to public comment. The board's goal for the public comment is to hear your concerns, comments, and opinions. This is a business meeting held in public, not a public hearing. The board will actively listen to gather information, but it is not a question and answer session. We ask each person who speaks to limit their comments to 3 minutes or less. Do we have anyone here for public comment today?
I would just say from the teacher standpoint, 7th grade students have acted out a story of the legend of rock, paper, scissors. And the 8th grade students made an invention based on the story of the most magnificent thing. And I would say there's been a lot of teachers in their classrooms putting up decorations and getting to know the kids. And it has been a wonderful privilege to see everything that they do. So above and beyond.
Very good. Move on to staff reports.
Sure, so right now, we're in that in-between with corporation reports. Grants have been accepted and we'll be working on their budgets. So those should be submitted by August 30th, so that we can start utilizing those funds. We're also finalizing the budget for the September budget hearing. And so, again, everything right now is just a work in progress with regards to our corporation reports, and they will be more vivid for you come September. Enrollment is in flux because it's the beginning of the school year, and so with every withdrawal, we have enrollments, but I'm looking to be around 735 right this minute, but that will change tomorrow when we come back to school. So again, hopefully we'll have some stable stabilization come by the end of the month.
Thanks, Cheryl. Okay. Danielle?
Sure, just quite a few things with the start of school. Open house, thank you to the board members who came and got carpal tunnel, scooping out all that ice cream. We had 90% attendance, down a little bit from last year. We were around 94 last year, but still, I think that was a really great turnout. We did have super shots come, and we had 15 students who did take advantage of that to get their immunizations, and we'll have them come back in March for Roundup as well. Some of the community organizations, More for Miami, Lions Club, Scouts, Fort County, JAM and PTO were all present as well, so I loved seeing all of the different organizations coming and setting up booths for them. This Friday, lots starting. We have Football Friday that's going to be starting, so the boys will be out front and out back greeting all of the kids as they walk in and they do the tunnel through the football players. We have our first pack party this Friday, so at 1:45, if you're not busy, please come over and see everything we do. And then our PTO from 5 to 6:30 is going to do a back to school bash on our playground right before the football game, where they can come and get a hot dog, chips, play on the playground, and then come over to the football game. Next week, we do have JAM starting on Tuesdays. SOAR is gonna start, and Blessings in a Backpack is gonna start as well next week. September 4th is our 4th grade Ag Day. That will be at the fairgrounds. That's always a great event. September 9th, we are doing our Fall Fun Fest, and Mrs. Lawson has planned a math night. So the parents will go around, and there'll be different math stations, and all of them will be leveled for different levels of ability. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing that we have going on before the next board meeting is our annual readathon. This year we're gonna do one school, one book. So we are reading 8 class pets plus 1 squirrel divided by 1 dog equals chaos. So we're going to be doing some dress-up days around that. We're gonna do a book scavenger hunt. We're gonna do a bookmark competition. This year is Soak Mrs. Galbraith. So for every $10 they raise, we're going to have sponges that they can soak me with. So I'm sure they will enjoy that. And then the last thing is, I did wanna just do a plug for More for Miami. We used to do the Strengthening Families here at the school. They've continued that program. It's gonna be every Tuesday. They get free dinner, free childcare, free incentives for families that come and do that as well. So I pushed out information. So hopefully we'll have some families that'll go to the Y. And that's it. Lots going on.
Thanks, Danielle. Bruce?
Tonight here with us we have, before I share, we've got Delilah Weaver and we have Harrison Kuhn, who are going to be here representing our student body. So I'm gonna let them share some things first, and then I'll go on to my building.
Okay, so I'm Harrison again. I'm the student body vice president.
And I'm Delilah. I'm the student body president. Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna start off with talking about how we thought the first week of school has been so far. So both of us have agreed that recently this first week of school, the food was really good this week. Sometimes we Lena packs her lunch, but we really enjoys the school's food.
Another thing we have is that ever since we moved our lunches to where the middle school lunch is now, our lunch lines are very long, and I know a lot of students have been late to classes because they're so in line for lunch, and so they have to eat their lunch and then show up to class late. Another thing is that we have, school's fun, but it's a lot stricter this year, especially with, in our downtime sometimes, our teachers give us downtime and we have no homework to do, but we're only allowed on our iPads for schoolwork, and that's it. The agenda passes, I understand, that we are doing that because we don't want kids skipping class as much and running around the halls or doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing, but I feel like we should have more than 2 passes because a lot of teachers are enforcing it, and I know a lot of students are holding their restroom times to lunch because they're afraid they're gonna forget something and then not have the passes because they used it to go to the restroom. Another thing was the clocks in our school are either like off time, they're either early or late, and we're not allowed to have our phones, so we can't see time. And it'd be really helpful if we had them like on time, so then we knew what times it was in classes and lunch and stuff. Another thing was communication. So like announcing meetings and stuff before school, if practice is canceled or something, so we're all informed instead of waiting till after school to know stuff or last minute meetings.
I've also, we've had a couple new teachers this year and new staff members, which I've been able to meet, and I think they've all been really great people and are gonna be.
But you met me today.
Yeah, I know. I met you
My
today.
friends are live out here.
Yeah, and the other teachers.
I just wanna make sure I was part of that.
Yeah, you are. So they've all been really great and welcoming, and I feel like all the students have been welcoming of them. And also that the lunch ladies and custodians have been doing great too. They've all been really nice, especially the custodians. They always talk to us. So our next point was going to be some talk about FFA because it's one of our big spots of the school. So she's going to pass around for you guys. You guys are invited. We have a dairy meal. Our dairy team went to Europe and they placed 2nd and 4th overall, and we're going to have a meal with a bunch of slideshows for them, and you guys are invited to come and watch that if you'd like. So some upcoming events for FFA is we have soils, livestock skill-a-thon coming up for season practices, as well as national parley and national poultry practices. We'll be going to national parley over national convention on fall break, and national poultry is in November. We have a team that got to that in May, back in May. Some upcoming other activities is that we're going to be involved in is we're going to have the 6th grade soils over here at the ag department for all the 6th graders from the elementary to come over and learn different types, how we soil judge and some other activities. And then I think she also stated the 4th grade ag day at the fairgrounds. We go and help present that along with some MAC students and other people. And then that's on September 4th. And then we have 4th grade forestry over at the ag room on September 18th also.
Okay, so now we want to talk about our sports. Our girls and boys soccer started off their season Saturday at Rochester, and they've had a lot more numbers this year than we have had in past years. Then we have girls volleyball. They had their scrimmage Thursday, and then they played against Rochester that day. And then over the weekend, they had the Prue Invite, and they have the Tomahawk tournament this Saturday, so our school will be very busy, elementary and high school. Our football team won their first scrimmage at Manchester's past Friday, and then this coming Friday we play at home versus Northfield to start the season off. Our cross country team, their meet was canceled this past Saturday, but they have a meet this coming Saturday at North White to start their season off. Cheer, they've had a lot more numbers this year, and they love their new coach that they had. Girls golf, they started their season off last week against Triton and Whitco, and they won that meet. They have another match tonight at Lewis Cass. The color guard is doing very well, and the band and choir are also doing very well. And then I talked to Miss Wessels, and she said our drama production is going to be announcing their play coming soon.
And then our last thing was our student council. Our first meeting will be this week to start planning our homecoming, as well as we have a community service opportunity. Like Ms. Galbraith said, we were invited to come work the Fall Fest. And then our National Honor Society, we have a meeting this Thursday to get things started off for the year.
Which our National Honor Society is also helping out with the Fall Fest. Thank you for letting us talk today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye. Thanks for coming.
Good job.
I did tell them they could leave as soon as they were done. So I felt like they shared a lot of things that were new for this year. As you noted, things are a little bit more strict in the building. I think they enjoy the structure secretly, but they do have some valid points. One thing that they brought up, we did experience some long lunch lines. So we have swapped the times for middle and high school lunch this year. which I love, absolutely love that. Middle school lunch is lovely. High school lunch is a little bit bigger because we have vocational students that eat at the same time as our high school lunch. The first couple of days, as you get into things, you're working on a routine, the timing. Our vocational bus, if you recall last week, it was a raining downpour for, I don't know, 3 of the 5 days that we were, in the last week. And the buses were back late, and so our vocational kids usually get back before that lunchtime starts, and they get through the line, but they came right in the middle of lunch, which extended that lunchtime a little bit longer. And we don't have a la carte line open right now because we are down some people in our kitchen, so we're only serving from one lunch line, which caused the longer lines at lunch. We were very accommodating, allowed kids to go to class late, communicated with teachers. One thing that I thought they would mention, but they didn't, we're allowing seniors to go early to lunch this year, which we have not done in years past. But we felt like that could only help the line go quicker. So we usually allow early to lunch as a incentive for our pep club, getting kids to come to the games, earning points to get that reward. But felt it was time to bring back the early to lunch for seniors. It felt very fitting. So that was one thing that I wanted to speak on. I'm not shocked by what they said. So things that we've got going on, like Mrs. Galbraith had mentioned before, we actually had a pretty good turnout. The night before school started, we had 7th grade orientation. I think the majority of our 7th graders showed up and their families. And we had great visitors from all other grades who wanted to see where their locker was, and what classes they were going to be in. So it was really good to see everybody going into school. If you asked me what I did last week, I probably couldn't tell you because it was a lot and everything. We had kids finalizing, changing schedules last minute, so we had those last minute changes going into last Friday. We had a lot of new students that we had to get acclimated to our school building. 7th graders looked terrified and excited all at the same time, so that was really exciting as well. We've got our first home football game this Friday against Northfield. Should be a pretty packed place. So if you're not planning on coming, maybe plan to come. It'll be good. Be a really good time. Things that we have coming up, we've already got our picture day scheduled for mid-September. We have various clubs getting started up with their meeting times, which is really good. Looking at other things coming up, we have a new program that we've partnered with through More for Miami. It is a youth mental health first aid program that we're instilling with our freshmen. We did a training as staff last year during one of the PD days, mental health first aid training. So it's basically recognizing as staff signs in students to know when to ask more questions to get them more help. Seeing those signs of distress, withdrawing. And there is a teen component to that programming that More for Miami will be putting on with our freshmen to give them tools as peers on when to help out another peer. And so we'll be doing that the month of September and going into October. And we've got volunteers coming in to do that. It was no cost to us. But we felt like we would kind of guinea pig that with our freshmen and see if we can instill that in the other grades as well. And that is being headed by Brittany Haynes, who is our middle school counselor, but she wanted to get that started with that freshman group because she's really close with them. And then before you know it, we'll be doing all the good stuff, assessments and getting into all the data and all the things that will account for our students' knowledge. So that's what I've got.
All right, thank you, Chris. Next on the agenda, any old business?
Financial report.
Oh, I'm sorry. Serena, financial report? I'm
I
trying to hit our 30-minute mark here.
So you can skip me if you want. Above the board, I'll do fast, how about that, is our financial report for our large funds as of the end of July. July is a hard month this year to compare because we had 3 pays in July. But we're shifting our pay schedule because we were gonna have 27 pays this year if we didn't, and we are a 26 pay district. So we had 3 in July, the last one was on the 31st, and then we went 3 weeks without, before the next big pay. So there'll only be 1 in August that will show up on here. So by the end of August, we'll balance a little bit better. You know, our education fund, we're still overspending. We'll be at the end of August, but it'll look a little bit better than it does right now. I think at the end of last month, we were like maybe 60-ish thousand overspent, now we're 100, but it has to do with those pays. Operations fund balance looks a lot different than last year, but it's because we have that $600,000 temporary loan in there for cash flow while we wait on property tax settlement to come back in. With our other funds being so low, we did that last year intentionally for cash balance. And our lunch fund is just sitting real close to exactly where it was last year, which is good. We're just a little behind, which is matching what we've been talking about. We increased lunch prices just a little bit, and I think we hope that that'll catch that out, so we can just break even as our goal. They don't have big needs right now. They're working on a few small things, but nothing big. And then, these bonds will start changing as we start getting bills for the few projects we did this summer. We haven't had too many of those yet.
Any questions? Thanks, Rhoda. Now, old business.
So just going through resignations, their extracurricular components and paraprofessional. Our leave of absences, if you want me to call their names, I can, for record. Monica Berkby resigned as a high school, middle school paraprofessional. Andrea Starkey, resigned as the cross-country coach at the middle school. And Jonathan Thomas has resigned as the drama assistant director.
So moved.
Thank you.
Motion by Mr. Finnegan, second by Ms. Zephyr, all in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Leave of absences.
Asking you to approve, 2 worthy adjustments. Casey Ireland is an elementary teacher asking for maternity leave in January. Carrie Smith is an elementary paraprofessional, maternity leave, anticipated end of October. Bailey Roush, elementary maternity leave end of October. And Bailey Jellison, elementary teacher, maternity leave in October. So October will be very busy over at the elementary school. And the rule is not to have a child on site.
Yes.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Working, second by Ms. Zephyr, all in favor? Motion passes 5-0. What's in the water over there?
I don't know, but holy moly.
I'm bringing my water in.
When we get maternity leave, do we get those kids
Yeah.
back to school here? Is that part of it?
Non-cert staff,
We do have, 2 hires. We have Austin Earblock, which I've asked for the clarification of how to say that. So, he's a middle school, high school paraprofessional, and John Butcher is our Rise Room paraprofessional.
Second.
motion by Mr. Hudson, second by Ms. Zephyr, all in favor? Motion passes. And now athletic academic.
Yes, I'm asking for you to approve the hiring of Brittany Haynes, our senior class sponsor, Braylon McIntyre, volunteer baseball coach, Rolisa Underwood, volunteer cross-country coach, and Angel Clark is the middle school volleyball coach.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Finnegan, second by Mrs. Zachary, all in favor? Motion passes. Move to donations,
We do not have any at this time.
fundraisers,
We ask that you approve our elementary readathon on September 14th through the 18th, and a move-a-thon on May 7th, and then at the middle school, high school, North Miami blanket sales for cheer, uniforms, and warm-ups for August 3rd through the 14th, and then Denver Days dunk tank for cheer warm-up jackets, August 6th through the 7th.
So moved.
Second.
motion by Mrs. Zachary, second by Mr. Finnegan, all in favor? Motion passes. meeting, now that we agree upon the 14th?
Yes, so we will be changing our future board meetings to Monday nights. And so our next board meeting will be Monday, September 14th, 2026, here at central office. 6:30.
Move to board comments. Samuel?
Everything sounds good. Sounds like you guys got everything under control. So, no, I wish you guys the best. I know you guys do a good job. And just looking forward to another really, really good school year. So keep up the good work. And
Same, sounds like it's been busy.
I like Harrison and Delilah's critique and their list of grievances.
Yeah, I don't
that
think
they
we've
started.
ever had that
I
many
thought that was
messages.
hilarious.
And I've never been worried about the clocks when I was in school.
Well, now that they don't have their access to phones, how are they gonna tell time when
Right.
it's on their
That's hilarious.
iPad?
Yeah.
That was
To be allowed to
fantastic.
I loved it.
Well, and they
I
can
do,
wear
I
non-smart
enjoyed
watches.
it.
That's true.
So,
Yeah,
They could wear a regular watch.
good to have some
I don't
students
even
or
have
straight
a
shooters, even though the principals are sitting behind.
I loved it.
They would have said it facing us.
It's good to see, it's good to see the whole back row smiling too. How did the wagon do? How did you place?
It was great, we got second.
Second, again?
I know.
Yeah, Mary is not very happy. She takes that very personally when she does not win first place on the float.
You know, you
She
noticed I
noticed
painted the
that.
wheels, 'cause you
She
covered them
loved
up.
that.
Okay.
She did a great job.
Wheels
Yeah,
were painted red and black for us.
that's work, yeah.
All I can say is it's hard for me to believe that it just seems like it was a couple days ago. I was sitting in my barn after my youngest graduated, crying, to moving him into college tomorrow and the new year started. So, it is different, not having a kid in the buildings now, but, it sounds like things are going well, so just keep doing what you're doing. And we'll take one more motion to adjourn this meeting.
so moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Finnegan, second by Mrs. Eckrow, and this meeting is adjourned and we hit our mark.
Good.
Absolutely. So now, Serena,